Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I am going to discuss about the iterative statement for. Okay, iterative statement means the repetition of something. Suppose we take the example of table of 2. 2 multiplied by 1 is equal to 2. 2 multiplied by 2 is equal to 4. 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 6, and so on. I think you already know about the table of 2 or 3 or 4, anything. If we notice about this value, so what is happening actually, this value remains the constant, this value remains the constant, that is not going to change in the whole table. But this value is going to be increased one by one. What is happening? A value is there that is not going to change in the whole table, and a value is there that is going to be changed, and on the basis of that value, on the basis of that changed value, we will get the desired output. That is happening. This is the common value and this is the changing value. For the changing value, we are putting the looping statement or the iterative statement. Okay? For the changing values, we are putting these iterative statement. Let us discuss about the syntax of for loop. So what is the syntax of for loop? This is the syntax. For, here we have initialization. Initialization of what? Initialization of what? Whose value is going to be get changed? Initialization means from where we have to start. This is the starting point. This defines the starting point. Then semicolon. After that we will put the condition. Condition means up to what point we have to stop. Means suppose we have to take a table of 2 and we have to put up to 2 multiplied by 10 is equal to 20. So this is the stopping value. So this is the condition where we have to stop. The variable we have taken in the initialization state should be reach up to 10, and there we have to stop. And the last point is the updation. Updation means, or in simple language, increment or decrement. See, we have an increment value of 1 only. So here we have to define by what value it should be increased. In this case, if we take the case of table of 2, then initialization is 1, condition is up to 10, and the updation is 1 by 1. Similarly, if someone asks us, write all the even numbers from 0 to 20. So 0 is the initialization, 20 is the condition up to which. But if the case of even number, we have to skip one number, 0, then 2, then 4. So we have to make the updation of plus 2. I hope you are getting my point. What we are actually doing? Put the initialization, then condition, then updation. Initialization, condition, and then updation. We will see how we'll do in the program format. But just imagine what we are going to do. This happens in everything. Okay? Suppose table of 2, 7. We have to update the value by 7. Okay? In the table of 9, we have to update the value by 9. We can write also like that, na? 9, then 9 plus 9, then 9 plus 18. So whatever we are doing, there are only 3 values and one more. For loop is the best loop and the easiest loop as comparison to the other, because we have 2 more iterative statements, that is while and do while loop. Let me quick revise about the while and the for loop. While and for, both are alike. They are somewhat different, that we will discuss further, but they are somewhat alike. But in the case of do while loop, there is a difference between the do while and for or while. They were alike, somewhat alike. But in the case of do while loop, whenever I hope you have already gone through the theory part, the theory part is already been discussed that do while is the exit control loop and the while and the for loop is the entry control. Okay? See, the condition is there. We have to check whether the condition is satisfied or not. That we will see in the programming. Okay? Let me make quick quickly make the table of any number you want. Suppose we have to take the input from the user. Okay? Suppose we are going to take the input from the user, that what value he want to print on the screen. Are you getting my point? We are going to get the input from the user, and based on that value only, our Java program is going to print that values table. Suppose the user is inputting 9, then we have to print the 9 table of 9. Okay? So let me quickly define that. Okay. So what does this mean? Okay. Make it as easy. We will see the first. We will see the how the loop will work. Okay. Let us take. We have to print the value of. We have to print the table of 7. Okay. So int a is equal to 7. Let us take an example. Int a is equal to 7. I am just taking a loop body. Okay. I am not making a full program. I am just making a loop body. Let us take int a is equal to 7 or n is equal to 7 for what value you are going to print the table. Okay. So what we have defined? For first one is the initialization. So table of 7 should be 7 multiplied by 1, 7 multiplied by 2, 7 multiplied by 3. So what is value? 1, 2, 3. So we have to start by the value I is equal to 1. I hope you already got that. For any variable we have to make the data type. Data type is must for any value. Then I is less than equal to 10. Up to which point we have to stop? We have to stop when this I value 1, 2, 3 and this have to stop at 10. Suppose we are going to print a table up to 20, then this values will be 20. Getting my point? Then the last value is, and what we are going to increment? I plus plus. I hope you are getting this. I plus plus means we have to increase the value of I by 1 every time. See how it loops. This loop work. That point depends on the working of this loop. That is making it different from the do while loop. Listen carefully. For int I, first we will check this value. Then it moves to this value, whatever it is. If the condition is true, then it moves inside the body. This is the loop body. When the bracket is there, this is called the loop body. And after executing each and every term of the loop body, it goes back to the updation stage. And when after reaching the updation stage, it is updating the value. What value? I value. It is going to update that value. And after updating, it is again going to check this value. And if again the condition is true, it again comes back. See, first time we will move from this to this direction. But every another time, we are just moving this way. Okay? Every time updation, every time condition, every time loop body. Is it okay? I am repeating it. First initialization, then it checks the condition. After condition, it is checking the loop body. After executing the loop body, it is going for the updation state. After updation state, it is going again to check the condition. If the condition is true, then again come inside the loop. This is about the functioning of the loop. So let us complete our program first, then we will discuss the further point. Okay? I hope these arrows are clear. Wait. See. Now we are getting. Let us take n is equal to. Suppose we have taken it at n is equal to a. We have to make the table of a. Set a multiply I. I means, what is the value of I? Suppose the loop will start like this, and this is SOPLN, system dot println n. Suppose we have just little bit program. What is happening? Here I is the value 1. It moves to this direction. Just checking value whether it is less than 10 or not. Yes, it is less than 10. I is 1. 1 is, sorry, I is 1. 1 is less than 10. Yes, it moves to this direction. I is less than 10. Then moves downward. Okay? Okay. So I hope it is clear. Now suppose I is equal to 1. Then it comes to this direction and it's checking whether I value is less than 10 or not. Yes, 1 is less than 10. 1 is less than 10, then it comes inside the loop body and it is going to execute these statements. First, it will take a multiplied by I. What is a? A is 7. 7 multiplied by I. What is I? 7 into 1. That is, what is allotted to the n? N should be 7. 7 multiplied by 1 is equal to 7, and it is going to print with 7 value, and since it is ln, so next cursor will be here. I hope the basics are clear that what is happening to SOP ln. I am not going to discuss that point. Okay. Then again, it came back to the updation part. From here, it came back to the updation part. I plus plus I is equal to 2. What is happening to the I? I become 2. Now again it came back to the condition. Just understand the flow. Again came back to the condition and is again checking either I. What is I? 2. 2 is less than 10 or not? Yes, it is already been less than 10. So A is 7. Now also 7 multiplied by what? 7 multiplied by 2. 7 multiplied by 2 is 14, and in the value of n you will get 14, and that value should be printed with this one. Then again cursor this direction. Then again it going to this direction. Again I become plus plus. I become 3. Then 3 comes to this direction. 3 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, it is also true. Again 7 into 3, that is 21, will be printed. Similarly, you will get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And whenever there is a 10, I hope that you get the flow. Whenever you will get 10 increased by 11, suppose the value of 10 goes to here and you will get 10 plus plus, that is 11. And when it comes to check the condition whether I value, that is 11, is less than or equal to 10 or not, it returns false. 11 is not less than 10. So finally the loop will be finished and it came out of the loop body. But before exiting the loop body, it is going to print about 7, 14, 21, 28 and up to 70 value. I hope the point is clear. This is the point about the looping. I am just discussing how the flow is going on. I am discussing nothing else. Okay. So in the exams, you will get loop-based program in 2 parts. Actually, loop is the basics of the everything in your computer Java paper. The array based on the loop, the switch statement based on the loop, the pattern based on the loop, the series based on the loop, and the number program different neon number, perfect number, that is also based on the loop. Only one program is there, that is the based on the if-else statement, that is the slab one, the electricity bill and the billing amount. That is only the program that is based on the if-else statement. Rest all the paper based on this loop. Okay, not only this, also the while and the do while somewhere. But we have to know how the loop works. So I have just discussed just that thing only. Let me discuss quickly about how the pattern will go on. Pattern means, let us take how the pattern is working. Let me take 2 patterns only. Okay. Leave it. Let us take. Yes, we will take. Suppose we are going to print this pattern. Okay. Suppose we are going to discuss this pattern. So, whenever there is a pattern, there is a case of nested loop. Okay. So, the question is, what is nested loop? Just like the nested if is there, that is the nested loop is also there. See, suppose you were in the class. These are the number of rows. First row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. But in every row, there are certain column. Okay? There are certain column. You must have seen the chessboard. Okay? That is like that only. Okay? The point is, in chessboard we have number of rows is equal to number of column. That is a different point. But it is like that only. Suppose there are only 4 columns and 5 rows. So what is happening? When we are on the row 1, this is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3, this is row 4 and this is row 5. And similarly column 1, column 2 and column 3 and column 4. So whenever there is a case of rows and column, we are going through the nested loop. Okay? What is actually this means? Whenever you are on the row 1, you are actually making a loop of row 1, column 1, row 1, column 2, row 1, column 3 and row 1, column 4. Then again for the row 2 same, row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2, row 2, column 3, row 2, column 4. Then again row 3, column 1, row 3, column 2 and so on. This is happening in the nested loop. Loop inside the loop is known as the nested loop. If inside the f is called nested if, that is the same alike. This is the point. So let me discuss about this pattern. But before discussing this pattern, I am going to discuss one more pattern actually. Suppose this is a pattern. Okay? First we will discuss this. So what we have to print? We have to print a star. In row 1 we have to print 4 star. In row 2 we have to print again 4 star. In row 3 we have to print again 4 star and in row 4 we have to print again 4 stars. So see, I am just explaining you what to do in the programs. This is just a trick how to know what kind of loop should be there. See, first we will see how many rows were there. Okay, how many rows are there? First, second, third and fourth. So ith loop runs for 1 to 4. Is it okay? For how many times ith loop will work? We will see what is I and what is j. One loop is work for the number of rows and that is number of rows start from 1 and end to 4. I hope it is clear where to start and where to end. It is clear. After the row, we will have to move for each row. How many times column will move? Every time 4. See, for first row it is being 4 times. For second row it is also 4 times. Then third row 4 times. Then fourth row again 4 times. So what we are going to do, we are just making a loop of rows. Int I is equal to 1, I less than equal to 4, I plus plus. I hope it is clear. What is this? This is for the number of rows. Rows start from the 1 and should end at the 4. And every time, first row, second row, third row, fourth row. So we have to make the increment of 1. Okay. Then nested loop. For every ith value, for every row, the j or the number of column will move for the 4 times. Again for loop, int j equal to 1, j less than equal to 4, j plus plus. J कितनी बार चल रहा? How many times the j will move? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. we will discuss this further. ठीक है, बाद में देखते हैं क्या होगा यहाँ पे. Okay, actually it is doing like that. It comes to, suppose the control, it comes to row 1. Okay, it comes to row 1, that is I equal to 1. When I equal to 1, it comes to this point. It's just checking, is I is less than 4? Yes, it is less than 4. 1 is less than 4. Then all the statements should be executed. We have discussed, for the one condition true, j is initialized with 1, j moves for 4 times, and with the j plus plus. So j for 1, j for 2, j for 3, j for 4. See, for one I value, we are not going to change the line. So we just going to print the SOP star. For I1, I less than 4, for the j value 1, it is going to print 1 star. Then again, j plus plus, j value 2, 2 less than 4, it is again printing star. Then j plus plus, j value 3, 3 less than 4, again printing star. J value 4, j value 4, 4 plus plus 5, 5 less than equal to 4, false. So actually after printing 4, the condition become false. 5 is not less than 4, so it is being exited to this point. I have told, whenever the condition will fall, it exited from the loop body. And after exiting loop body, don't you think that it have to change the line? So what is happening after exiting from the inner loop? It is going to change the line by SOPLN, system.println. And after changing the line, it came back to this loop because it is already being inside this body, and this loop body is true still now because I is 1 for now. Then I plus plus, I is equal to 2, I less than equal to 4, 2 less than equal to 4. Yes, it is true. Now I is equal to 2 means it is came back to the second row. Then again come inside, and again it start from j equal to 1. Then again j equal to 1, j equal to 2, j equal to 3, j equal to 4, and for that value it is going to print the star, and then again line changing. Again it moves to this direction, I become 3. For the third row it is doing the same thing. For the fourth row it is going to same thing. But when the I plus plus after the 4 it become 5, the loop become false, and after ith value false, it came back to the outside the loop of the outer side. Okay, and whatever the statement is there, going to print. That is not the point. We are just discussing how the nested loop and the loop works. Is it okay? I think it is somewhat clear. So we have discussed two things, loops and the nested loop. Let me start the programming based on these loops. First we will take the normal loop, and then we will move the nested loop. Suppose first program is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 up to 20. Suppose a simple program is this. Second program, 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 9 up to 71. Okay, we are just adding these values. Third, 1, okay, 0, 2, 4, 6 up to 60. Okay, then fourth one, 1 plus 1 upon 2 plus 2 upon 3 plus 3 upon 4 and so on up to 16 upon 17 or 20 upon 21, where whatever it is. Okay, 16 upon 17 is there. Okay, first we will make these 4 loops, then we will move to further. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, Don't you think it is simple? We have to make for loop. We have to start from 1. Int I is equal to 1. We have to stop at 20. I less than equal to 20. And we have to make the increment 1 by 1 only. So 1 plus I plus plus. Okay? But just remember one point, students. Whenever there is a case of finding the sum of something, we have to take the variable at int sum equal to 0. Okay? Whenever there is a sum. It is not about this program. Whenever we have to find the sum of any series, then we have to take it as a sum equal to 0. So what is happening? Why we take only 0 only? Because 0 is the additive identity. Additive identity means 0 is a number. Whenever the 0 being added to any number, it becomes the same number. Suppose 0 added to 6, it becomes 6. 0 added to 7, that is 7. So that is what we are actually want. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Let me discuss how it works. I value 1, I less than 20, true. Sum is equal to 0, 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1, that is 1, 1 is assigned to sum. Okay. Sum, what is the value in sum? 0 will be replaced by 1. Then again came back to this point, I value become 2. 2 less than 20, true. It came down. Sum is 1, 1 plus I, 1 plus 2 is 3. So it becomes 3 and sum will be assigned with 3. Getting my point? Then again I plus plus. What is the value of I? I value 3. 3 less than equal to 20. Good. 3 less than equal to 20. Sum is 3. 3 plus 3, that is 6. 6 will be assigned to sum and sum is equal to 6. Then after that I plus plus I value 4. Then same value 4 less than 20 and sum is 6. 6 plus 4, that is 10. So sum will be assigned with 10 and similarly it will loop continue up to the 20 mark and finding the sum of the 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 30. Okay? I hope it is clear. Shall we move on? Suppose question number 2. See, we have to start from 1 to 71. But now the increment is of 2. So let us move. Sum is equal to 0. Int sum equal to 0. Sorry. Okay. For loop. From where to start? We have to start from 1. Int I equal to 1. I is less than equal to 71. I plus plus. Okay. And sum is equal to, sorry, not I plus plus. It is an increment 2. So I is equal to I plus 2. See, whenever there is a case of increment of one value only, we can use I plus plus, but for the other values, for the 2 increment, 3 increment, we are using this type of value. I is equal to I plus 2. Then sum is equal to sum plus I. That is happening. Then first 1 is added, then I plus 2, 3 is added, then I plus 2, sorry, should be 5. 5 is added, then 7 is added, and so on. Finally, we will get the sum as the sum of all these numbers, and after this, we will print the sum. Is it clear? Is it not easy? It's from 0 to 16. Okay. From 0 to 16, they want us to print the values, don't want the sum. They don't want us to find the sum of values. So now we don't take the value as the sum. We will start from 0. Okay. Then for loop, int I equal to 0, I less than equal to 16, and I is equal to I plus 2. See, we have the increment of 2 values. So what is actually, this is actually printing the value of I only. So SOPI plus double quotes comma. Why? First it prints the value of I, that is 0, and with the comma sign. Then after that I plus 2, that is going to print the 0 plus 2, that is 2. it is going to value of I become 2, that is going to print the 2 value. It continues till I becomes 16. Okay, I plus 2 up to 16, and is going to print that value with the comma sign. Okay, finally we are moving to this part. This is a quite different than the other one. Okay, let me discuss about this also. See, whenever there is a case of fractions and we have to find the sum of the series or printing the series, that is not a different thing actually. Comma and plus is a difference. Suppose in that case we have to find the value that is going to be get changed. So see, what value is going to be get changed? Numerator or denominator? Denominator is also changing. Numerator is also changing. Numerator is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and denominator is 2, 3, 4 up to 17. See students, we don't have any logic to get the two loops moving adjacently. Means we are making a nested loop, but that loop is one inside the other. Okay, one loop inside the other, that is a different thing. But here if you are thinking that one loop should be for this part and one loop should be denominator, that is a wrong concept. Actually we are just selecting the values for which the loop should be applied. See, in the numerator, if the numerator is 1, then the denominator is 2. If the numerator is 2, then the denominator is 3. If the numerator is 3, then the denominator is 4, and so on. If the numerator is 16, then the denominator is 17. I hope if you are a math students or somewhat know math, then you are getting the point that whatever the value in the numerator is, denominator poses the one more than that value. Okay, whatever the value the numerator have, the denominator poses one greater than that value. If the numerator has 20, denominator has 21. If the numerator has 60, denominator has 61. This is the point. So we are actually going to get the loop for the numerator, and every time whenever this is a case, there is a case that you have the increment or decrement or loop, getting the loop for the or changing of values in numerator and denominator, then always give priority to the numerator part. This is a suggestion. Okay, it is not like if you are going to get it for the denominator, it will be wrong. But always give give priority to the numerator. So actually we are getting the sum. Suppose hide these values. Then if we take the numerator 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 16, don't you think it is like this only? So for the for loop, int I is equal to 1, it should move like 1, 2, 3 up to 16. I less than equal to 16, I plus plus. This is what? Value of 16. Then S is equal to, yes, sum is equal to, when I have told you sum is equal to 0. Okay, I'm just discussing about this also. Sum is equal to, sum plus, see, 1 plus 2 plus 3, I. But we have to increase, we have to, what we have to make the sum? We have to make the sum 1 upon 2, 2 upon 3, 3 upon 4. So don't you think it should be I upon I plus 1? Whenever there is a, whatever the value of I is there, denominator should be 1 greater than that. Okay? I hope you are getting somewhat. Okay? The rest we will discuss in the next video about this point. We will continue with this point also, with this point only. But before that, just go through these videos 2 to 3 times, because it is the basic. We will do lots of program based on looping. We have lots of program. We have number program, we have looping, we have series, we have pattern, we have lots of program. But before that, we have output also. But before that point, you must go through these videos twice and thrice. This is my just a suggestion. Okay? So we will discuss the further things in the next video. And class, if you like this video, just share it with your friends also, so that knowledge can increase. Okay, and if you are new on my this channel, just subscribe my YouTube channel. Okay class, thank you everyone.